Hey guys, what's up? I have a pleasure to be here with Jaro Bieniecki, the founder and the CEO of the Runmageddon. Now, I just finished this crazy race with a 12K. I managed to keep my badge. It was pretty difficult, I gotta tell you. You can see my hands over here. It was pretty rough. So man, first of all, thank you so much for making this happen. I had a blast.
Thanks a lot and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Finishing it.
Thank you so much. It was tough, but really pushed me through the limit and made me realize that I'm capable of more than I thought. So, first of all, I'm curious to hear, why did you start this event? What made you come up with this idea to make people go through the mud and through all of those crazy obstacles?
Two levels. First level was personal, and the other was organizational. On the personal level, I needed to quit the corporation. I decided that after 10 years of doing business for someone else, I want to do something for myself, and I want to have more freedom in the decision making.
Yeah.
And that happily worked out. And on the organizational level or on business level, I participated in a few races all around Europe, and I decided I can in few obstacle races. And even though these were events held by global leaders in this respect, I decided I can do it better. And what you've seen today,
that's the spirit.
That's how it looks like, and I'm pretty sure that in terms of quality, there are no better obstacle races in the world.
You know, I can agree with this, and the funny thing is, I just want to say one thing for my audience. Many people ask me, so how do you start a business? There are so many different options, but so much competition. That's the fucking spirit. You don't just look at someone else saying, okay, somebody's already doing this. You're trying to figure out how you can do it better. That's the spirit. So why people enjoy it so much? What would you say is one most important thing that makes this race so amazing?
What people tend to underline when they check out the questionnaires after the race, they talk about the spirit, about the atmosphere that we have here. And but the atmosphere doesn't appear by itself. It comes from the attention paid to the quality that we make. And this attention to quality we have on the very various levels in terms of communication, in terms of outgoing communication from our side, the communication with people who contact us, then about the starting package, about the route. As you can see, all the route is marked like that through 12 kilometers. That's not easy.
It's easy to follow, actually. That's great.
It's very easy to follow. The obstacles, we think about different muscles that should be used. We don't do just obstacles for hands and 10 obstacles for hands, one next to another. And then after the race, all the service is also great, plus photos, plus videos. The atmosphere comes from every little aspect of this. It doesn't appear like that. It is a result of paying attention to numerous aspects.
Sure, and I can say objectively that this is the case because I've done a bunch of different races, and I can tell you that even though Runmageddon is very challenging, right? Some of the obstacles are pretty tough, like the monkey bars. I mean, I totally destroyed my hands afterwards.
I did the same race. My hands are cool. So
I gotta.
It's not that bad.
I gotta train more. But the thing is, even though you push people to the next level, and Tommy will agree, who's holding the camera now, that the race is marked very well, so I don't have to use my, any mental capacity to think, oh, should I go left, should I go right? It's really easy to follow the path, but at the same time, the path itself is not that easy. And I noticed that we put a lot of emphasis on the teamwork, right? Because many people tell me, oh, Runmageddon, I can't do it. I'm not fit enough. I just can't make it happen. What would you say to those people? Because I noticed there are many older people, very young people who are not that fit, who still participate and they make it happen as a team, right?
In general, if you think it happens in many aspects of your life, if you think you can do it, you're right, you cannot. But if you change your thinking that I can do it, yeah, you can. Most probably it's gonna happen. Recently, we had a woman who was 80 years old. 80 years old.
I saw the picture,
And she participated and she finished the race. People help each other on the route. So we have the obligation to help each other on the route, apart from the elite section, which is held on a different regulation. But for 99% of participants, helping each other is a must. So you will get your piece of support from other people, and you will manage to overcome the obstacles if you try.
Awesome.
Only if you try. But if you think you cannot, you're right, you cannot.
So if you're watching this, you may be wondering, you know, I can't do it. Those guys are crazy. I'm not like Jaro. I'm not like Jimmy. Forget about it. 80 years old lady did it. At least try. You know, I feel like one of the most important things is to get to the start line, right? It's about pushing yourself to actually participate.
That's the biggest obstacle. The biggest obstacle is the mental one. Whether I am going to try or not.
Exactly. And one more thing, because many of my followers, people who watch my videos, actually most of them come from outside of Poland, and obviously you run those races in Poland. But I also know, and I'm very excited about it, that you are running races abroad now, right? You have Runmageddon Global.
Yeah,
can you tell us a bit more about it?
We've done 50. That's our 55th event in Poland, so we have quite a history behind us, and we decided to go abroad. We launched the Runmageddon Sahara this year in March. We took 40 people down there. We had 4 different routes, 4 days consecutively, and we pushed the people to their limits on the Sahara Desert. It was just great. It was once in a lifetime experience for most of them. And now we're having another event in Caucasus Mountain, and it's gonna be held in Georgia in 3 weeks. It's gonna be totally fascinating event because of the views. Because of the views, of course, because of the route, but the views are going to be splendid. I've been there. I was there for 10 days, and I felt like I was stuck in the middle of the postcard all the time. So it was just great. But actually, we have to have a short break because we have a decoration ceremony, which is
exactly.
I'm needed there. So I'll be back in a few minutes.
Exactly. Awesome, guys. See you soon. All right, guys, we are back. So Jaro just came over. He had to give away a bunch of medals. Not this one. This is the normal one, just for completing. He had to give away some big boys and big girls medals to some elite people over there. Jaro, I'd like to ask you, so many people have been telling me I want to participate in something like this, but I'm not fit, I'm a couch potato, I never worked out in my life. How should I get started? What would you say to people who really want to push themselves, but they just don't know how to take the first step?
The first step is to register, to take decision and register, because when you don't have a goal, like marked in the calendar, when is the event date, you always are ready to find the explanation why shouldn't I go for practice today, because I'm tired, because I had a lot of work, because my wife has birthday or whatever. But if you do have a date marked in your calendar that I'm gonna participate in 3 months in the event in Gdańsk, or in the event in Krakow, or in the event in Caucasus Mountain, you know that it's gonna happen, and you have to be ready. And then all the motivational problems just go away, and you know you have to do it, because the walls will be there, the ropes will be there, the wired fence will be there, and so on, and the distance will be there. So you will have to get through it. Yeah. So the first step is just to register. Just don't think about it, just do it, and then the rest will follow.
It makes a lot of sense, because it's really powerful. You know, when you, as you said, when you don't register, it's all kind of vague, somewhere out there. But the moment you register, it becomes real. I can tell you from my experience, the moment I registered, something just clicked in my mind. And you have those days when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like running, or you want to go to the gym and do some monkey bars. You don't feel like doing it because everything is sore, but you know, in 2 weeks I'm running, and you just push yourself to do it, right?
That's how it works.
Yeah, awesome, man. So I'm actually really curious on your journey. Obviously, you've done a lot of things. You worked for a bunch of corporations. You did a bunch of different businesses. I'm curious if you could go back in time and talk to 18 years old you, right? 18 years old Jaro, and give him some advice. What would you say to him?
I think I had my experience made me who I am, so I'm not regretting any of my choices. So I think it was good, or maybe not perfect, but it was a great journey, and it is still a great journey. But if I was to go back and give myself advice to myself 20 years younger, I would say just follow what you think, don't follow what others think. Follow what's your dream, and the rest the world will support you. I had this occasion because I used to be a sports director and chief of the route for Warsaw Marathon like 15 years ago. But I decided now it's not so serious job. I should get a serious job in serious company. I could go for completely another path. Who knows where I would be right now? On the other hand, I'm happy from where I am.
Of course, probably many of your friends and your family were telling you, "Come on, you gotta go to a big company, do the real business."
Actually,
right?
I said it to myself. Said it to myself. And what's interesting is I slept over in my friend's place last night, and they reminded me the story which I told them 6 years ago, just before I quitted the corporation. They telling me that we were sitting on the floor drinking beer and talking about what I'm planning, and I said, okay, I have this great job in corporation, but I want to quit it and I want to make people run in the mud, and they're gonna pay for it, and I'll make a business out of it. And they were like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's crazy. Don't do it. But after 6 years, they say, okay, you were right. I wouldn't say so.
Man, I love it, honestly. And one more question I'd like to ask you: is there any, book, any resource that you would recommend to people who really want to start this journey of toughening themselves up? I'm talking about average people who they're not in shape now, but they really want to get into shape. They want to change their mindset. They don't want to follow the crowd, but they want to follow their own passion. Is there any book that had a huge impact on you?
John Maxwell was the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Tracy, this classic.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Simon Sinek, he talks about why and why do you do things, thinking of why do you do it, not what you do, but why you do it.
Exactly.
And making people follow your why, not following your what. Because that's what. That's the top 3 of
Awesome. I'm glad you gave top 3, because if you gave 10 different ones, people forget. People can count 1, 2, 3, and many, and that's it, right? Man, thank you so much for this. And to wrap up, because I know we have limited time, gotta go back in there, manage the entire thing. But where can people find you, especially the foreigners? What's the best place to follow you, to find you?
With the website runmageddon.pl or runmageddon.com. Both addresses work, and you can find information about our regular races. But I think what's the biggest advantage of Runmageddon right now is not our races. They're great. I love them. They like to have some 8,000 people here, and next week we're having exactly the same event in Warsaw, another 8,000 people, and in 2 weeks we're in Wałbrzych next to German and Czech border, and this is great. I mean, what we do here is great, and you should come to see. If you're an obstacle runner, you should see it. But what I would recommend is to come with us to Sahara Desert, to come with us to Caucasus Mountain. That's 4 days of fun. That's 4 days of obstacles, of high hills, of steep hills, or sand, and that's absolutely splendid experience with the views, with the culture, with obstacles, with the routes, with people all around you. The people who pay 2,000 € to go to desert and to run together for 4 days and run 100 kilometers during these 4 days and keep smiling. They're somewhat crazy for sure, but there's a special tribe, there's a special group of people, and you want to be in this group of people.
And guys, I gotta tell you, if you've been watching my videos, I tell you from my heart, I've done a bunch of Runmageddon races, and those guys know what the fuck they are doing. They know what they are doing. So if you live abroad, if you're a foreigner, check them out, check the global edition. I'm gonna join, hell man, I'm gonna join. Not sure about Sahara, depends on my timing, but one of those races next year, I'm gonna definitely join. So
see you there.
Maybe see you there. Thank you so much for your time, man. This was awesome.
Thank you.
This is great. And Tom Tarsi, thanks for filming, man. I really appreciate it.
Good job, thanks.
Guys,
bye, guys.
Have a great day.